don't care, girl. He's still girl, yes.
Walked in this party and these girls looking at me. Skinny jeans on and you know my head nappy. Hey, okay. I want y'all to do this dance now. Juju on that beat, juju on that beat, juju on that beat. Now slide, chop, hit don't for no stop, hey, don't stop, hey. Don't stop, hey, run a man on that beat, hey, run a man on that beat, hey, run a man on that beat, hey, run a man on that beat. Now, do your dance, hey. You ugly, you your daddy's son, hey.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Thanksgiving episode of the Fantasy Hangover. Joe Lukancic is currently getting a haircut, so Owen Young stepping in for his duties. Yeah, we're going to the bullpen. This is the longest we've ever gone into the NFL season with doing these episodes, so round of applause. We're gonna make it through this year. We're gonna do it all 18 weeks.
Do it.
We'll start off with the standings. Casey's Crusaders got an X and a Z next to his name. That means he has officially clinched a bye. Not only has he clinched in the playoffs, he now has guaranteed himself a bye week with 2 left to play. He's 10-2. I'm 9-3 down there at the 2 seed. EGE and Team Da are both 7-5, holding down the 3-4 spots. Then we have a hodgepodge of 4, 5, and 7 teams. 2 of those teams are probably going to get in. 2 of them aren't. Right now, the teams that are in, if the season were to end today, would be Kyle and Chigs. But Dell and PD are also, they're right there with them. Brawny's 4-8, and we have our first team eliminated. The LMHTs, although they won last week, they're still eliminated. 3-9. Yeah, no bueno there. No bueno. Crusaders are on a 9-game winning streak. Insanity. So let's head right on into the Week 12 box scores. We'll start off with my game. It was a blowout, 170-102. I took down Kyle. My team was headlined by 2 major performances. Number 1, Jackson Smith and Jigba with a 39-point outing. 2 tutties out there in Nashville. And then Jahmyr Gibbs with a 58-point game in overtime against the Giants. They kind of, made up for some uglier performances. JT had 8, Odunze 8, Kelsey 8. So shout out to those guys for kind of putting the team on their back this week. Didn't really need all those points, but you'll take 170 when you can get them. I almost wish we saved those performances for like a playoff game or something, because I didn't want to waste it, because Kyle on the other side of the diamond there, the other side of the field, only scored 102. He did not have the best week. Give me your takeaways from this matchup, Owen. What do you like about my team? What do you like/dislike about Kyle's team? How are we feeling about both of these squads?
Yeah, not much to say about the Pals. You highlighted it perfectly. That Gibbs and JSN performance perfectly masked the shitfest that was Roma Dunze, JT, and Travis Kelce. And the scary thing is like they can I know 55. What did he score? 55. That's not realistic every week, but he has a shot to score 30 plus every week. Jahmyr Gibbs. Jonathan Taylor has a shot to score 30 plus every week. JSN has a shot to score 30 plus every week. That right there is 3 players combining for 90 points. It really doesn't matter what else goes on. That's what's so dangerous about the Palace. He's got that 3-headed monster that's really terrifying. I'm scared for myself, honestly. And then looking over at Kyle's team, he's gotten pretty unlucky this year. Bucky Irving was a pretty brutal pick. Now looking back at it, he's been out for 8 weeks. Seems like he's really struggling. And then Drake London going down doesn't help. With Kirk Cousins, actually, that Bijan-led Atlanta offense just doesn't look that good. So I'm sure that's kind of hampering Bijan's overall upside. Outside of that, I'm not too big of a fan of Kyle's team. I think he's got pretty screwed over from a few injuries, but I do think he gets in. Yeah. Like Joe says, he does not got the pieces.
No, let's pull up his, let's go to, where is it? Schedule. I want to see Kyle's schedule, because Kyle's team, I don't think is a playoff caliber team. But with that being said, I just think he has the easiest matchups. Yeah,
He's got Christ and Petey, right?
Yeah, Christ and Petey are his last 2 matchups. So although he's dropped, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of his last 8. He's 2-6 in his last 8 games. Not really deserving to be a playoff team. He's still probably going to get in because he's got some very easy matchups ahead. That will take us into our next game. We'll head on over to your game, Owen. You were riding high. This was a battle of the Titans. The 1 seed Casey's Crusaders versus the 3 seed EGE. They got you this week. 166 to 122.
You got me, yeah.
Do you want to start off with Casey's team, or do you want to start off with your team?
I'll start with mine. Yeah, not much to say. Just didn't perform, and 122 on a bad week. It's a good sign for me. I had no Devon Achane. He's my best player. Lamar's been really bad as of late. He dropped another 7, and someone else did. Nico Collins, very disappointing on Thursday night. I thought Davis Mills was going to feed him. Only 3 targets. So, with that being said, 122 on a very bad week for my team. I'll take that. I'll take that any day of the week. Shout out to Casey, 166 points. That's going to play every week. If you can do that, you can take me and Paul down. So, shout out to Casey.
I don't want to burst your bubble here. I think we all know that I'm a big fan of EGE. But with that being said, your special teams combined for 35 points.
Oh, yeah, I did know that.
So it
that
really
helps a lot.
It really wasn't a 122 point performance. They kind of helped mask the shit fest that was EGE, but it was an 8-chain bye week. You could have afforded this one.
Yeah, just didn't have my guy, and Casey put up 170. I think if Lamar even scores 20 or Nico scores 20 like they usually do, I'm still gonna lose. Hats off to Tyrrell. He had an awesome week.
Yeah, that's all I really can do. Tip your cap. We've said that he's getting lucky. He's not a deserving 1 seed. I still think those things are true, but this week he kind of put those I don't want to say those terms to rest, but
little nap.
Yeah, a nap. Yeah, absolutely. Good week for the Crusaders. Clinched a bye. Good stuff there. We had 2 really, really close matchups. We had a 4-point game and a 3-point game. We'll start off with the 3-point game. The LMHTs versus Brawny's boys. I thought for sure that Christian was guaranteed the punishment here, but he took down Brawny. There still is a little bit of life for Christian to not have to do the punishment. Gets a big win, 118 to 115. To be honest, he should have won by a lot more, but Baker goes down right before halftime, which consequently means that Rams could take their foot off the gas pedal. So Kyron Williams really didn't get to do much. On the other side, Brawny's boys had CMC and Pearsall combined for 30, but McCaffrey accounted for 27 of those 30.
Yeah.
So Ricky P really let Brawny's boys down there. Man, this sucks for Brawny because I thought he was a good team, like a top 5 team.
I remember when that I think it was first week that he traded for Justin Jefferson and he had CMC Henry and Jay Jettas just all lined up. I was like, yeah, Brawny's going to win the league. And it just hasn't been that case.
Yeah. Garrett Wilson on the bench too, been hurt. Traded for Josh Allen. You got to give him credit. I mean, he's trying. He's making some moves. It's just nothing's really sticking. It's just some bad luck for Brawny's boys this year. Who do you think gets last place?
I'm going to stick with Christian. I think that loss really does help Brawny in terms of making the playoffs. It really does sting for him. But I'm just going to stick with Christian, man. He's been the worst team all year, and he hasn't really made a move. I know we were talking earlier, maybe he's going to make a move with you, and I think he should. He should make that move, but until then, nothing's changing. So I'm going to stick with the worst team in the league. I think Christian's going to get last.
All right, that'll take us into another really close one, 16 deep. Del Rio, we thought he was out of the playoffs, but he picks up a win, a gritty win against Team Da, who really wasn't deserving of a win this week, 113. We'll start off with 16 deep. Joe, this is a feel-good win for Del because Joe came on here and was cussing out Del for being a bad owner, said his season's over, he's dust. Then Del turns around and beats Joe straight up. Credit to him. Was led by the 2 giants. What a tandem. Tyrone Tracy Wandale combined for nearly 50 points. Packers D got him 18. I still think Dell misses the playoffs. I still think Joe isn't very good, but that's just kind of one of those feel-good wins that you carry into next season. Get the guys in the locker room, confident in your, what you're preaching. And, it's just a feel-good win for Dell. How do you feel about Joe's team? So, he's going to make the playoffs. He's 7-5. Is there any chance he advances to round 2, or is he just basically a glorified bye week for whoever the 4th seed is?
I think he's a glorified bye week, and it's been a running joke. I think I've got the 3 seed locked up. I don't think I lose again this year, but I kind of I want to tank because I want to play Joe. I'm not going to get a bye, but like Piercy just said, it's a glorified bye. Joe, I don't mean to shit on you in any way, but like your team's not good, man. It's just simple as that. I think you're bounced first round. You really fell off since the SCAD injuries, the neighbors injuries. I just think you're a glorified bye, man. I'm really sorry. It's not your year.
It's not his fault though. I mean, just some bad luck.
Hold on. There is something that is his fault. The Rico Dowdle Jamar Chase trade was unbelievably bad for you, Joe. That's all I gotta say.
And ETN. That's 3.
Yeah, right? ETN was in that deal?
It was ETN, Dowdle, and Chase all headed to Team Bear.
He got BTJ in return?
Yeah. I don't know. James Cook maybe too. Yeah. Not a fan of Team Da this year. Whoever that 5, he's going to be the 4 or 5. So basically whoever is that other 4 or 5 just gets to cakewalk right on into the semifinals.
Yep.
And then it's time. Bringing in the closer. Pete's Posse. Normally, this time of the segment has been negative the last couple weeks, but Petey gets back on into the win column. 5-7. He picks up a nice win. George Pickens is unbelievable. That's all I got to say. He is unreal. How are you feeling about the Posse this week?
Yeah, I really haven't looked into his matchups very much, and I don't know who he draws, but things are up. If George Pickens can continue to perform like that, I think he's got a legitimate shot to maybe even squeeze into the playoffs. Now, I know his teams look pretty mediocre all season long. He's made a few moves here and there, but like you're saying, George Pickens is unbelievable. If he can get that like every week from here on out, who knows what his team could do.
Yeah, and we said it earlier. Petey plays Kyle in the last week of the regular season. That could be a
huge game.
Play-in game for the 6th seed.
Exactly.
And then heading on over to the Bear, he was season's over for 3 weeks, or maybe 4 weeks, went on a big winning streak, changed his name back to his original name, and then immediately puts up a 97 burger. I don't know why he was messing with magic. I mean, you got to stick with what works. 97 points. J-Mo with a big fat 0. That's no bueno. But that's what's going to happen when Jamar Chase got suspended. It really threw off the whole locker room. Just a bad locker room guy there. And you got to hope that things turn around for Thanksgiving, which I absolutely think it does. I think Puka goes off because I think J.C. Horn's going to keep Devontae in check. So I think Puka's going to cook against the Panthers. I think Jamar Chase has a big game tomorrow night against the Ravens.
No T. Higgins and Joe Burrow's back.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase is going to feast.
Not worried about damn it Roger, but I mean that's a little bit of a gut punch. That hurts for his squad.
It stings for sure.
All right, there you go. That is our Week 12 recap. Let's head right on into FAQs. Owen, thank you for...
Not the trade corner. No trade corner?
Oh, there was a trade, right? All right, we'll head into the trade corner. Let's do it. What's up, guys? Welcome to the trade corner. Forgot that we had a trade. Owen was a part of it. It was just the only trade this week. Owen and Kyle. It was a little 3 for 3, but there was one main prize that was headed to Team EGE. So the main prize was Drake London, but he also got Boutte and Dobbs. And then Owen gave away a little bit of a haul, Egbuka, Kamara, Shakir. So he kind of gave away his pieces, but he's going all in on Drake London, who is hurt. A little bit risky, but if it pays off, EGE could be in a great, great spot. Owen, take me through, your thought process, why you did this. Give me the whole breakdown of it.
Yeah, like you said, I'm going all in. It's playoff season. I pretty much have a spot secured in the playoffs, and although I'm not going to get the bye, I think it's a good idea to load up. And my one iffy spot was that wide receiver 2 flex spot. And I know Ibuka's been lighting it up all year. Nico's been getting better, but with that left shoulder of Baker and the Bucs offense looking really bad recently, I don't know if I can trust that going into the playoffs. I know Penix is out for Atlanta, but Drake London is a target hog, and I need a target hog. I mean, Rashee Rice is kind of a target hog, but that's exactly what my team needs. I need a guy who's going to catch passes and be a touchdown factor. And Ibuka just wasn't that for me. He was getting the targets, he's getting the looks, but he kind of slowed down. And Kyle got a good one in Ibuka, though. Like, I think Ibuka's going to be fine. I just like Drake London a little more. He's going to be a little more consistent for me. And then the other 2 spots of the deal, Shakir and Kamara, they're 2 bench guys. And if an injury happens, and I'm cooked. That's just what I've had to accept. Kamara hasn't been very good, and that knee is a little scary for me. He's a little older. Devin Neal's looked pretty good in his absence. And then Shakir. He's a 12-plus point guy every week, but I'm not worried about that. I'm looking to go all in, and I think Drake London could take me over that hump.
Are you worried about the injury there?
A little bit. I've read about it over the past week. I've had a lot of guys on my radar. I've tried to upgrade this flex position. It was Devontae Adams was in the mix. Josh Jacobs in the mix. London, I eventually got London. Pickens, but Pickens is Petey's guy. So the injury it's a little concerning to me. I think it's a PCL strain. It's not like that bad. The fact that he's doubtful for this Sunday and not ruled out already is a good sign for me. Raheem Morris has nothing but good things to say, and the Falcons, like, if they win, they honestly have a tiny inside shot to sneak into that last, maybe even win their division. So I think Drake London could be maybe rushed back a little bit, but no, to answer your question, it doesn't really scare me that much. I just hope he's on the field for me.
Yeah, so Joe is like, I don't know if they're going to bring him back, but I kind of agree with you. They have no incentive to tank because their first-round pick is gone. So they're going to want to win games and because they want to see if Penix is the guy, too, or if they need to make another quarterback change. So I think that – is he out for the year, though?
Penix? Yeah, it's his name.
I forgot he's out for the year. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's cursed.
They are in a shitstorm of a situation then. Ugh. But yeah, I'm not worried about the London injury too much either. I mean, you got to hope that he's back for 15, though, week 15. That's your target.
Yeah,
week.
I'm fine. If he's out next week, it's completely fine with me. I need him back round 1. He's also got a very good playoff schedule. Not very good, but it's good. I just need a guy who's going to lock down some targets and get in the end zone maybe every week for me. And if he's hurt, he's hurt, and I screwed myself. But I'm willing to take the risk. I needed this little bump.
All right, there you have it. Comment down below who won, who lost this trade. Sound off in the comments. Let's head right on in to FAQs. Now we can do it. Oh, we went the wrong way. Damn it. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Week 13 segment of the FAQs. Thanksgiving week. Joined with my guy Owen, working at the firehouse. And you guys know the drill. Drop some comments down. This is, I think, the furthest we've ever gone into the season with the podcast. You guys heard me bring it up earlier in the video.
Staying on top of it.
Yeah, we're staying on top of it. We're going all 18 weeks, and it's thanks to you guys. So keep us going, keep us motivated. Drop down those comments. We're starting things off with our guy Ryan Liebrick. He's asking, who is your start and sit of the week, Cole? And, no one's really ever asked me this question. It's always been Owen's start and sit of the week. So because Ryan requested it, we are making this Cole and Owen's start and sit of the week. Owen, you can kick things off as always. But yeah, let's both give our thoughts for week 13.
Yeah, I think they're asking you because I've been so shit lately. I've been over 2 in the past 2 weeks, but looking to bounce back, I'm going to go with Stephon Diggs, New England. He's coming off a stinker against Cincinnati, but prior to that, he's had, I think it was close to 8 straight double-digit games, and they play the Giants. I just saw it on Twitter from Lobes Leads. He's a Giants guy. He's a Browns guy. He said the Giants have allowed 2,000-plus yards to the wide receiver position, and it's November. That's brutal. They were just in a shootout last week with Detroit. This one could be a shootout. I like Stephon Diggs.
Okay. I guess I'll do my start then, too. We'll start positive. We'll go with both of our starts. Then we'll go to both of our sits. So Owen's start of the week is Stephon Diggs. My start of the week is going to be Mark Andrews. Now, he's coming off not the best week. He had 2 points. He had, what was he, 1 for 9, and then he had a couple carries.
One.
But before that, he went 17, 12, 17. So he's been pretty good since Lamar Jackson's been back. And now he's got the Cincinnati Bengals, who coming into last week were the 32nd ranked fantasy defense against tight ends. And Hunter Henry went 7 for 115 and a touchdown. And then Austin Hooper, their backup tight end, was actually their second leading receiver. He went 3 for 39. So the Bengals were already bad coming into the week. It got even worse, and I don't think it's going to slow down. This Bengals defense is bad. We've known it all year, especially against tight ends. So I think Mark Andrews is going to have a nice bounce-back week. on Thanksgiving night. So, if he's on your bench, you're debating between him or someone else. It's always fun to have a Thanksgiving guy in your lineup. You want to toss him on in there so you can have a primetime guy while you're eating your din. So, Mark Andrews is my start of the week.
I like it.
Oh, and who is your sit of the week for week 13?
I'm not sure if you guys are going to be sitting this guy. He's a pretty talented guy, good offense, but I'm going to go Javonte Williams, and it's for the sole reason that Kansas City is the black hole of running backs. We saw what Jonathan Taylor just got neutralized, and we've seen what Jonathan Taylor's looked like all year. That's plain and simple. I just think the Chiefs are going to neutralize him. They're going to make Dak beat him. They're going to make George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb beat him. I don't think they're going to get the ground game going for Dallas this week.
Yeah, he's been slowing down, I guess, as of late. His last 3 games have been 7, 10, 12. So he really hasn't had a boom week in a while, and that's just because he hasn't found the end zone. 3 straight games without a touchdown. You got to assume that that's going to be the case again against Kansas City. So I'm liking that pick. And just with how well Dak and Pickens and CeeDee have been playing, you got to just keep the ball in their hands.
You got to stay with it. Just keep throwing the rock. That's what they're built for.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Owen's sit of the week, he went Javonte Williams. For me, I am going to go a similar route. We know that, Owen said it, Kansas City is the black hole for running backs. I'm going to go with a black hole for wide receivers, and it's going to be the Houston Texans. They're playing the Colts this week, so I'm going to say sit Michael Pittman. I think they're third against receivers in fantasy. They've got Derek Stingley. They're the number 1 defense in terms of fantasy points. These guys are legit. The Houston Texans have a sick defense. And Michael Pittman's been, having a pretty good year, but I just think that Derek Stingley and company, locks him up. Don't expect big things out of Pittman. Yeah, there you go. All right, so there you have it. There is our start and sit of the week. That'll take us into our next question from Ham Productions. He's asking...
Ham Williams?
No, I think it's just Ham Productions, Go Bills, and his profile picture is Josh Allen. So.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah, Ham's a Bills guy, and he's asking us favorite... maybe it might be Sam Williams because he's asking us favorite Thanksgiving side dish. So, I'll let you start things off. What is your favorite Thanksgiving side dish that you're going to be looking forward to eating on Thursday?
Yeah, there's so many options here, and I was talking about this before the podcast with Piercy. I think I'm going to have to go with stuffing. Now, stuffing's kind of odd. It's really good. A lot of people like it. But usually when you think of side dishes, you think of the mashed potatoes, the mac and cheese. Everyone loves mac and cheese. But the more I've grown up, I'm a big stuffing fan. I'm going to go with stuffing.
Yeah, that's got to be, a top 5 favorite. Because, with a dish like mashed potatoes or mac and cheese, like it's delish. Don't get me wrong. It might be even better than stuffing. But it's not like Thanksgiving exclusive. You know what I mean? You might have those side dishes plenty of other times throughout the year. Whereas stuffing, no one's pulling up to a Super Bowl party or a 4th of July get together with a big pot of stuffing. So it's nice. So that might be my pick too. But for the viewers at home, I myself in years past have been a big critic of cranberry sauce. I was like, ew, that looks disgusting. But last year, Grammy Sue was like, Cole, you got to try it. I was like, you know what? You get a little bit of turkey on your fork, a little bit of mash, a little bit of stuffing, and then you dip that in to a little bit of cranberry sauce. I'm on board now. So
I might have to get down with that this Thanksgiving.
I understand that it's not the most pleasant to the eyes, not the most, aesthetically appealing, but it's delish. Very delicious. So cranberry sauce.
I got a question for you myself.
Yeah, what's up?
Are you team pumpkin pie or apple pie?
Oh, wow. I'm glad that you didn't ask me pecan because definitely not going pecan. That pie is... I would probably go pumpkin on Thanksgiving. Apple pie.
Same way, yeah.
Maybe similar to mash or mac. That's just... You could eat it throughout the year, whereas pumpkin pie is a little more exclusive to the holidays.
I agree.
Great question, Ham. Good stuff there, man. All right, next question is from it's another dual question from Brando Commando and Matthew Trotter. They're like a dynamic duo here in recent weeks. Brando Commando asked, with a few weeks left in the season, who would you guys say is the dark horse this year in both the AFC and the NFC? And then Matthew Trotter said, as a Bills fan, got a couple of Bills fans, he said, I don't think we make the playoffs. I think the wild card teams are going to be the Steelers, the Jags, and the Chiefs. What do you guys think about Buffalo the rest of the way? So we had a couple different people talking about NFL playoff stuff, so I figured might as well kind of combine these questions into just basically like a big NFL playoff question. So Owen, I would say let's both give one dark horse team and maybe one fraudulent team, or a couple, in the playoff right now.
You want me to go dark horse, then your dark horse, and then my fraud, your fraud?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Yeah, I think this one's pretty self-explanatory given some of my history and the pick'ems and how bad I like to boast about my boys. But my dark horse has got to be Kansas City. It's playoff mode in Kansas City. We know what they look like when it's playoff mode. I really do think they run the table. And if Kansas City were to have to go on the road and play either like a New England and Indianapolis or Denver, like I'm taking Andy Reid and Mahomes in the playoffs every time. Now, I do think Houston is a sneaky one, but I think they lose to the Chiefs next week, making them kind of like ineligible to make the playoffs. So I like the Chiefs as my dark horse.
Yeah, hard to bet against that. And like you said, the AFC South is still wide open. Colts are up top at 8-3. Jacksonville's one game back at 7-4. And then Houston, honestly, the last couple of weeks has looked the best out of those three teams. They're another game back at 6-5. So still plenty of games left. This division's wide open. Who do you think comes out on top in the AFC South?
Probably Indianapolis. I think they've just won too many games early on. I don't think they're the best team in that division. I do like Houston the most out of that division, but I think Indianapolis wins that division.
I think if you started the season over from right now, I think I might take Houston because they look the best. But yeah, I probably agree. Indianapolis just got such a nice head start. They're 6-0 at home.
That helps.
Yeah, so those guys they're a solid little team. I want to take the Colts as well. For my dark horse team, I am going to head over to the NFC. And although these guys have a 91% chance to make the playoffs, I don't think they're getting nearly as much respect as they should. That's the San Francisco 49ers. Every single time that they've made the postseason under Kyle Shanahan, they've made the NFC Championship game. All three times, they've made the NFC Championship every single time. And I understand, the Rams are playing some great football. But you know what? The San Francisco 49ers went on the road and beat the Rams earlier in the season with Mac Jones at SoFi. So the Niners are a team not to be messed with. I don't think it's a question of if they get in. I think it's how well do they do when they get in. So Owen's rolling with the Chiefs. Maybe honorable mention of the Texans. I'm going to go 49ers. And if I had to give an honorable mention, I'd say, down there at 9%, the Cowboys, it's intriguing. They're playing, that offense is lethal.
Big win versus Philly.
Mm-hmm. So there are our dark horses. If you had to give a fraud now, who would your fraud be? Is it going to be Buffalo, or are you going to disappoint our guy Matthew?
No, I don't think Buffalo's a fraud. I think Josh Allen's too good of a player, too good of a leader, too good of a quarterback to get them to fall out of the playoffs. We just talked about him. I'm going with the Colts. They were completely exposed in that fourth quarter overtime affair with the Chiefs. I don't think they didn't have a first down. Whatever his name is, Steichen just completely abandoned the game plan. They just looked awful in that crunch time against the Chiefs, and I think that's what I'm going to expect of them in the playoffs. I really am not a big Daniel Jones believer, and I don't know how well that offense can hold up with, your New Englands, your Chiefs, your Buffaloes. I just think the Colts are fraudulent, and I'm not a big fan of them.
Okay, Colts are your frauds. I think for my frauds, I am going to honestly take... See, for me, it's between I'm going to go back to the NFC. I think it's either the Bears or the Packers. And it's going to seem like extremely messed up if I take the Packers, because it's like, oh, of course, he's a Bears fan. But, they really haven't looked that good. I think even Packers fans would tell you that. Whereas the Bears, they have the tough schedule, but so does Green Bay. Green Bay still has to face the Bears twice. They play the Lions this week. Then they have the Ravens and the Broncos. So a very tough schedule for Green Bay as well.
Yeah, they might even get in.
Yeah, well, see, there's 7 spots in the NFC, and there's 8 real contenders. Those being the Eagles, Rams, Niners, Seahawks, Buccaneers, and then your 3 NFC North teams, Packers, Lions, Bears. Of those 8 teams, 7 are going to get in. So one team's going to get screwed. I think it comes down to the Bears or the Packers. They still play each other twice. Yeah, I guess we'll see. I guess we're going to see, but my answer would be I'm going to say the Packers. I got to be confident in my guys in the Chicago Bears. So I'm going to say Packers are frauds. All right, last question. He's back. He had a bye week last week. Week 12 was his bye week. Blade Runner Zach. He's back in the building. He said, "Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Would you rather have CMC, CeeDee Lamb, Rashee Rice, or Omarion Hampton in a keeper league?" He said, "I'm leaning towards CMC, but I'm worried about injuries. Also, I'm 9-3 in 2 of my leagues." Great stuff, BRZ. Good work there. 9-3, impressive stuff. Owen, I'll let you start things off. Out of those 4 guys that he listed in a keeper league, who would you hang on to?
Now, if correct me if I'm wrong, BRZ, but the way a keeper league works, I believe it's like the round you take them in is the round you get to keep them in. I'm assuming CMC probably went in the first, second round. He's CMC. He's probably arguably the top 3 player in fantasy. So I don't know how much like return on value you're going to get there. You probably took Rashee Rice pretty late. So, I mean, that'd probably be my keeper just for the sole fact of the value you can get on that. He's probably a round 1 to round 2 guy next week, maybe first round guy next year. And I just think that's an unbelievable value if you took him in like the 5th or 6th round. I think you could replace a guy like CMC because who knows, maybe he does get hurt or he's going to be what, 31, 32?
Yeah, 30s, no bueno.
So I wouldn't go CMC. It's just a little concerning for me. I would go one of those younger guys, maybe a Hampton or Rice, but I'm going to lean Rice.
If you're going Rice, I guess I'll go, I'll take the other side of that coin. I'll go Hampton. He probably went 4th round in BRZ's league, if I'm guessing. I'm a running back guy. I just think running backs hold more value than receivers. And you got a great profile with, bell cow back and a run-first offense. That's good stuff right there. Now, the injury, it's not awful. I mean, it's not an Achilles or an ACL. It's not like a season-ending, really bad injury. So I don't think that's going to affect him in future seasons. So I agree. I'd go Rice or Hampton, but something about a bell cow back that's just really enticing. So I guess I'll say
we might see Hampton return to action pretty soon.
Yeah, there you go. That'll be a little tryout for BRZ, a little audition for him. All right, there you have it. There is our questions for Week 13. Owen, have a happy Thanksgiving, man. We'll see you in Week 14.
Happy Thanksgiving.
See ya. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Week 13 Pick'em segment. No guest again this week. Weird hours we're filming because it's Thanksgiving break, but we'll have a guest for you guys next week for Week 14. We'll be back at school. Standings for Week 12. Me and Joe both went 9-5. Chigs went 8-6. Looking at the full season standings, I'm 109-68. I'm up top. Chigs and Joe are both 2 games back from me now. They're 107-70. So they're tied for second right now, just 2 games back. This is probably the closest race I think we've ever had. This is a really, really good year for picks. Week 13 buys, there's none. There are no buys this week because it's Thanksgiving. All 32 teams are playing. That'll take us right into Thanksgiving. The first game tomorrow. Packers, Lions. These guys faced 2 seasons ago, and I think Green Bay kind of upset Detroit. Do they do it again? I'm going to say no. Jahmyr Gibbs kicks ass. He's awesome. What he did in New York last week should be against New York last week should be an eye opener for the whole coaching staff, and he needs to get fed the rock, and I think he will. And I don't even think it's going to be very close. I was a Green Bay guy earlier in the year. Now, not a Green Bay guy. I don't think their offense is really that good. Give me Detroit by double dig.
I'd have to agree there. Last few weeks, Lions lost the Eagles, played close overtime to the Giants. They're bound to break one loose, and I think they do. They win by double dig. Give me the Lions.
It's going to be my my upset of the week here. I'm going with the Packers. I think they're going to come back strong here. The Lions always normally lose on Thanksgiving, so I'm just kind of rolling with that streak there. I know they beat the Bears last year, but it was a fluky game kind of on that terrible decision by the Bears. I know you guys remember that, but me the Packers. Shout out Dell. Hope you guys get back in the win column here.
Oh, no.
Oh, nope. Next game, Chiefs and the Cowboys. This is going to be a fun one. Both teams really, really need a win. With that being said, I do not want to bet against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I'm taking Kansas City, but Brian Schottenheimer said that CeeDee Lamb's going to get fed. So CeeDee Lamb to find the end zone. That's Paul's play of the day right there. CeeDee Lamb anytime touchdown. But give me the Chiefs 34-28.
Yeah, both teams are playing really well here. I just think the Cowboys need it more, and I really hate going against the Chiefs because I'm always wrong, but I like the vibe going on in Dallas. I'm taking the Cowboys in this one. I'm going to go game-winning field goal, 27-24, Cowboys. Aubrey here. I do have a number in mind.
All right, you want me to count you guys down?
Do it.
All right.
I'm not feeling it. I think you got to do it. I'm not feeling the connection here.
Okay.
This is going to be really embarrassing because I'm currently sitting in a parking lot, and if we get this number right, I'm going to be shirtless in my car here. So, all right. I got a number.
3, 2, 1.
62.
Nope.
61.
Wow. Holy shit.
I told myself 62, and I'm like, no, 61. That's crazy.
We're going Chiefs here. I don't know. Both teams, I mean, Chiefs, scrappy win last week, and then the Cowboys with a scrappy win last week, too. They were down a lot, came back. George Pickens was unbelievable. Dak Prescott looked great. But it's tough to pick against either of these teams, not going to lie, but I think Kansas City is just more reliable, and pretty sure they're at home. Are they at Arrowhead?
Come on. It's Thanksgiving. We're at AT&T.
Oh, true. Maybe. But I'm still rolling with the Chiefs, but it's going to be a close game. Going to be a good game for sure.
Owen said earlier, sit Javonte Williams because Kansas City is the black hole for running back. So I think Dak might throw for 9 million yards. All right.
Well, Casey has Javonte. So.
Yeah. To wrap things up, we got Bengals-Ravens. It was looking to not be that fun, but we got Joe Burrow coming back, so it's going to be a little bit better. Bengals going into Baltimore. I'm just going to take the Ravens. Although they haven't looked great, they also, I don't know, I just think they're better than Cincy. Cincy's a complete dumpster fire. Zach Taylor needs to be gone. A lot of changes need to be made, and they have no incentive to win. They should tank and draft like a top 10 pick, like an offensive tackle or an edge rusher. No incentive to win. Give me Baltimore.
Yeah, well said. Baltimore's been playing like complete dick, but still give me Baltimore for this game because
well said.
They're in a better spot right now. In a shithole, they're in a better spot in the shithole.
They're up top.
This is my game of the week, actually. Joe Burrow coming back, Jamar Chase back from suspension. I think that duo hopefully is going to connect for lots and lots of yards. Jamar Chase every year always torches the Ravens. And, the Ravens defense has not been – they've been a lot better in the second half, but they've not been very good. And then the Bengals defense has always been terrible. So I think it's going to be a high-scoring shootout on Thanksgiving. Or just could be the Ravens just absolutely pummel the Bengals, too. That could also be a possibility. I'm going with Baltimore. I think it's going to be very close, and I'm hoping for lots of points and lots of Jamar Chase receptions.
Yeah, regardless, I think Baltimore lights up Cincinnati. Like, I think they're going to score a lot of points. It just depends if Cincinnati does, too.
Yeah.
All right, that'll take us into Black Friday, the 8-3 Chicago Bears, my Chicago Bears, against the 8-3 Philadelphia Eagles on Amazon Prime. 2 p.m. kickoff, kind of an interesting time. It's going to be a fun one. Going to be really, really good. With that being said, I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles. If the Bears were completely 100% healthy, I would be really inclined to take them. But there's just so many injuries on this team. And, yeah, it's in Philly. We just have so much working against us. They're coming off a loss. They're pissed. Those fans are going to be rowdy. There's just too many things working against us that I don't think we can work our Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, Bears magic. So I think Philadelphia takes this one 24-13.
Yeah, I was like Eagles all week, and then I remembered this small bit. I'm like, it's a DeAndre Swift revenge game, and I'm like, potentially, maybe. And I'm gonna go with the Bears. I'm gonna go with the Bears just until they decide to break my heart again, which could very well be Friday. This team's playing too well. Vibes are high. I don't think a loss really doesn't necessarily come crashing down, but I mean, they're winning with what they got. Why will it change when the Eagles are playing? They're also playing like bottom of the shit barrel. Blew a 21-point lead, didn't score in the second half last week. Why can't we do that? We got a better defense than Dallas. Figure it the fuck out. Give me Bears, 24-20.
Wow.
I'm going to go with the Eagles here. At home, coming off a loss. It's just a tough situation for the Bears to win, I'm going to be honest. And the second half schedule, if they can get some wins, then that's to get them in a wild card spot. I don't think they'll win the division, but a nice wild card spot would be nice for Chicago. But I don't see it a win here, to be honest. It's going to be a tough game to win.
I think the biggest thing is they walk away with this game knowing they can compete with the top team.
Just don't get your ass kicked, and it'll be solid. All right, that'll take us into Sunday's action. Sorry that we're starting off with such a shitty game. Saints against the Dolphins. Ew. I'm taking Miami. They're well rested coming off the bye. I'm not a New Orleans guy. I took Atlanta last week to beat them. I'm going to take Miami to beat them. I think Kellen Moore is tanking for his quarterback because, I mean, Kellen Moore was a pretty highly sought-after coach, I thought. He took the Saints job. I think he's going to want to get his guy, similar to Brian Callahan last year with the Titans. It didn't really work out for Callahan, but I think Kellen Moore is just going to tank and try and take Ty Simpson or Fernando Mendoza. Give me the Dolphins, 35-10.
Yeah, Miami's hot. I brought this up a few weeks ago. They probably won't make the playoffs.
They're lukewarm.
Like when they were 1-7, just like that, they have a 4-game win streak after Sunday. So if they can build on that still, I think they'll be fine. My boy Devin Neal, been calling this one for a while. Cole didn't like him heading out of the draft.
Sucks.
That's my guy, Devin Neal, and he's getting his chance this weekend against a pretty bad run defense. So we'll see how that goes, but I still think Miami wins by double digits. Give me 24-13.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of either of these teams, but especially not the Saints. They're just bad, and I hate the Dolphins too. I hate Tua, but they're just a better team. Devon Achane, Jalen Waddle. So, give me Miami.
Clean Miami sweep there. That'll take us into a very fun one, AFC South. You guys will see later in the episode that the Sunday Night Football game is Commanders-Broncos. A lot of people thought that game was going to get flexed out for Texans-Colts because this is a really good one. 6-5 Texans versus 8-3 Colts. Yeah, 8-3.
Yeah.
It's in Lucas Oil, and the Colts are 6-0 at home this year, so I'm going to roll with the Colts. Stroud practiced today, but he's still in concussion protocol. I know that the Texans are 3-0 with Davis Mills at quarterback. I'm not going to go against the Colts when they're 6-0 at home. Jonathan Taylor's had a quiet last couple of weeks ever since his big game out there in England. I think he returns to his form, has 20-plus PPR fantasy points, and the Colts get back in the win column.
There's something with the Texans every year that they'll play like shit here and there, and then something just the switch flips. And I think it has. I'm taking the Texans this week. That defense has shown how dominant it can be. Davis Mills has done his job, and that's the backup quarterback. Go in there, be a game manager, so call it, and just win games. And he's done that. And obviously, you can't bench Stroud, and they won't do that. But why can't Stroud do the same thing? I think the tide for them is going up, and I'm going to take the Texans this week. Roll Tide. I'm going to take the Texans in a close one. We're going to go 28-27.
Ooh.
I personally think this is going to be a double-digit win for the Colts here. I think the Colts are going to absolutely stomp on that Texans offense that is not good. You got Sauce Gardner on Nico Collins. You got bum-ass Nick Chubb. You got Woody Marks, who's not been good. It's just it's a tough game. Like Colts did 6-0 at home for the Colts. Coming off a loss. They played well against Kansas City. It's just... And, of course, Jonathan Taylor has not been himself for 2 weeks, so that means he's going to absolutely explode this game. So give me the Colts and, honestly, a big win. If they can score on this good Texans defense, it's going to be not good. Not good for the Texans.
If the Texans were to win, it would be like 13-10. Because, their defense is awesome. Number one in fantasy points. They're elite. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if Mills is the quarterback, how they get it done, because the Colts have a good defense as well. All right, next game, Falcons and the Jets. I took my guy Kirk O'Chains to go into New Orleans and get a dub against the Saints. He did. Now they're heading into a chilly MetLife Stadium to face the Jets. I'm taking the Jets. I just feel like, I don't know like any statistics behind this, but I just feel like Kirk Cousins kind of sucks in the cold. He just seems like that kind of guy. And the Jets compete every week. They're a competitive team. I think the Jets go out and get a win at home against the Falcons. You got no Drake London, no Michael Penix. The only way that I could see Atlanta, proving me wrong here is if Bijan and Algier just have a hell of a game. But if the Jets can keep those two backs in check, I think they got a really good chance to win. It's my upset of the week pick. Give me the Jets.
And that's exactly why I'm taking the Falcons. I think this game's going to be one of the trenches here. Big game from Bijan and Algier. Falcons are another one of those teams. They'll give false hope. They'll win like 2-3 more games after this. Oh, we're going to be back in the playoffs, and then kind of choke it away. So Kirk will probably just do enough. Jets, they're kind of a dumpster fire, and I think that's the reason. For those reasons, Falcons win.
Yeah, I didn't put this as my shit fest of the week, but it's going to be my shit fest of the week, actually. I got two of them. This is just not going to be a good game, honestly. I didn't really know who to pick. I just thought the Falcons have just a much better complete team, even without Penix or London. The Jets, they lost a lot during the deadline. They got Justin Fields, has been terrible. It's tough to pick them, and it's tough to pick the Falcons too, but I don't know. Just give me Atlanta, and I honestly don't know what's going to happen much in this game.
Yeah, this is a shitty fest. All right, next game. This is the lowest over-under point total of the week. I think it's 37.5. It's 49ers-Browns. This is that time of the year where the weather gets really, really ugly, and you're heading to Cleveland, which is right on Lake Erie. The Browns' offense sucks. Brock Purdy just threw 3 picks. Browns got a great defense. This is going to be a really low-scoring game, but at the end of the day, I just think the Niners are the better team. And I just don't trust Shadur Sanders to start 2-0 and beat an 8-4 playoff San Francisco 49ers team. So I'm taking the Niners. 21-9.
Yeah, Niners are going to win this game simply because they have more playmakers. Not saying they're necessarily a tougher team. I think Cleveland, they got the grit. They cannot, I don't know what the hell is. Like Kevin Stefanski, it's like, get that guy a good quarterback, and they're going to win. They could be Super Bowl contenders year in, year out. That defense, you're pissing it away. For those reasons, I'm going to take the Niners in this game. Like a 16-9 game. Yeah, not good.
Brock Purdy, Niners did not really have a clean game on Monday Night Football, but they're going to bounce back here, get the win. Shadur Sanders is going to get pressured out the ass all night. I think Saleh knows that. Fucking Shanahan knows that, and they're going to send a lot of heat his way. And it's going to be wake-up call when Daddy's not there. So give me the Niners.
Yeah, he's not tucking him into bed at night, calling all the plays. Yeah, Niners sweep. Next game, not much better. Rams against the Panthers. I know that the Panthers are 6-6, but they suck. This is so easy for me. I think last week's Sunday night game for the Rams really solidified themselves, at least in my mind, as like they're the best team in the league, I feel like, right? They are awesome. I really wasn't, I was kind of underrating them, but now I'm all in on this Rams team. They're sick. They're awesome. Stafford MVP. Rams by a lot.
Yeah, lock of the week. Rams, they're playing hell of a football team right now, so I'm taking the Rams here. Lock.
Also, lock of the week. This team is fun. This team is good as hell, and Stafford's playing unbelievable. So, not much to say.
All right, there you go. Another sweep. Now we are heading into. Oh, where'd my face go? Oh God. Oh, Joe left. What the hell?
CJ.
Why'd he leave?
He texted me that I gotta leave.
God damn it. All right, well, hold on. Here we go. All right, we're good. Jags, Titans. We're all going Jaguars. I'm taking the Jaguars because the Titans are 1-10. And I said earlier in the season, I don't know, or there's probably no way that the Titans lose out the rest of the way. The Titans might win one more game. I don't think that anymore. I think they might go 1-16 genuinely. Jaguars, I've been saying it. I'm high on them. They're a playoff team. I'm taking the Jags.
Yeah, I'm taking the Jags too. ETN has been very, very good. Obviously, I mean, Brian Thomas has been out, but they don't even need him, to be completely honest. Parker Washington has been their guy. And the Titans played close with the Seahawks, who I think is a top 5 team in the NFL, so props to them. But still, this is my shit fest of the week. I think the Jags are going to just pummel them. Not high on this Titans team at all.
Joe has to go get a haircut right now, so that's why he left. He wanted us to tell the viewers that. Next game, Cardinals against the Buccaneers. I am so high on Tampa every single week, and they just keep losing, and it sucks. But Arizona is bad. This is a good opportunity for them because the Buccaneers are just hobbled. It's going to be Teddy Bridgewater starting at quarterback against Jacoby Brissett. I'm still taking Tampa Bay. I think Teddy B gets it done. That's how much I dislike the Cardinals. I just think that team, they remind me of the Bears last year. Like, no matter what they do, they just have like a losing like mentality and culture. And God, I hate them. So I'm taking Tampa Bay. And Joe's taking Tampa Bay as well.
Actually, a tough game, actually, because, Teddy Bridgewater fucking sucks. But the Buccaneers are banged up, but the Cardinals just are not good. It's just, I actually have no idea. I'm going Tampa Bay just because I think they're a more well-rounded team, but losing Baker Mayfield is crucial. I mean, this team was top 3 in power rankings 2 weeks ago, and now I see them as low as 20 or as 15. So hope they can bounce back because I like the Bucks too. I liked Baker Mayfield, so hopefully they get in the win here.
This is a big opportunity for Carolina, but their schedule is just so hard, the Panthers, that I think Tampa Bay still probably wins the NFC South.
Yeah.
Next game, here's your team. Seattle Seahawks at home against the Minnesota Vikings. It's going to be Max Brosmer, the rookie for the Vikings, because J.J. McCarthy is out with a concussion. A lot of Vikings fans are actually...
No way, really?
Yeah. A lot of Vikings fans are excited about that. They're happy that they don't get McCarthy. They think Brosmer's better. They're saying he's the next Brock Purdy. I don't think so. Yeah, the Seattle team's awesome. Brian Flores did say he's going to blitz the hell out of Sam Darnold, but it doesn't matter. He's got Shaheed and JSN on the outside, and my guy Elijah Arroyo and who's the guy?
Jay Barner?
Yeah, Barner. That guy's awesome. Give me Seattle, I don't know, 34-10. I just don't think Brosmer can take down the 8-3 Seahawks.
Yeah, I didn't even know that, actually. This is just borderline lock of the week. And you said that Flores is going to blitz the hell out of him. I saw something on Instagram that JSN and Sam Darnold are number 1 against the blitz. So if JSN wasn't going to get, he's going to have 100 yards again. I'm guessing he's unbelievable. And they played close to the Titans last week, which was a little scary. But yeah, the Vikings are just ass.
Mm-hmm. All right, that'll take us into Bills Steelers. I feel like Pittsburgh would be a popular upset pick for this one, but I think they suck. I think they suck, to be honest. I know it's in Pittsburgh, and the last time I feel like Buffalo played Pittsburgh, they beat them in the playoffs. And the time before that, they killed them like 48-6 or something like that. So Josh Allen's kind of owned Pittsburgh in recent years. I think he gets it done again. But if they do drop this one, I think I'm hitting the panic button on Buffalo. This is if Joe was here, he'd call it a must-win game. I think I'd call it a must-win game too. This is a must-win game.
I agree, actually. Have not looked good for some. Yeah, and you've been talking about it. They just don't have the weapons. Like, they have James Cook, they have Josh Allen, but literally that's it. Shakur's whatever, Keon Coleman's whatever, Kincaid is fine. It's just, I don't know. But the Steelers, what's the condition on Rodgers? Is he going to play probably?
Yeah, he's
probably going to play last week.
Probable to play.
Okay, but it's just tough. I don't think Rodgers is going to have his best game out there coming after a wrist injury. So give me Buffalo. I hope they bounce back. Yeah.
All right, there we go. Next game, the last day game, I believe, Raiders against the Chargers. So I said that the Jets over the Falcons was my upset of the week pick, but I'm going with the Raiders too. It's like I have co-upset of the weeks, I guess. The Chargers, I know that they're coming off a bye, and I know that typically I like taking those kind of teams. They looked awful last time they played Jacksonville. They lost what, like 31-6 or something like that. They got
it was
absolutely
terrible.
manhandled. This Raiders team, I know that they're not good. They're 2-9, but I mean they're not a 2-9 football team. They've got Bowers, Genty, Pete Carroll, Geno. Geno went 10-7 last year. These guys are too good to lose out the rest of the year. Divisional games are always close. It's kind of a rivalry game. This just feels like, I took a lot of favorites this week. I think a lot of us did. So I was kind of looking at my spots, like where could I realistically see an upset happening? And this one kind of stood out to me because I think the Raiders they're itching for a win. They need one. I think this is a good opportunity for them to get back in the win column.
Very well could be, but I mean, just following such a terrible loss and then you're on a bye, I think the Chargers are going to come back and they're going to bounce back and they're going to get a big win. I don't know what the hell you're wearing, but those look really funny. I don't know. I'm pulling for my guy Herbert. I know, his linemen are down and whatever, but I think they get it done here. But I just want to say, I saw that Greg Olsen is not going to be calling plays. So Brock Bowers saw some stat that Greg Olsen loves to get the tight end. A 31-year-old Juwan Johnson had 107 targets like 3 years ago. So Brock Bowers is going to be electric to end the year.
All right, there you go. That'll take us into Sunday Night Football. Like I mentioned before, Broncos against the Commanders. This one feels so free. We're sweeping with Denver. It's a Denver sweep. Owen was a Denver hater. Then they beat the Chiefs, and now he's big on Denver. I think you're big on Denver. I'm not as big on Denver, but I mean, when a team's 9-2 coming off a bye, you got to give them a little bit of respect. They're playing a bad Commanders team. Yeah, this just feels free to me. This is like Rams Panthers almost. It's just so free.
Yeah, no Jay Daniels. I don't think it's tough because they're 9-2. They're like a borderline top 5 team. I mean, their defense is top 3 in the league, 100%. And Bo Nix has been, he's had his shine from game to game, but yeah, I mean, this defense is just too tough to pick against, and they're definitely a good team, 100%.
All right, that'll take us into our final game, Monday Night Football, Giants against the Patriots. I'm taking New England. I think, honestly, if you had to handcuff me right now and ask me what team is making it out of the AFC, I don't know, you got to bet $100 on it. I think I'm taking the New England Patriots to go to the Super Bowl. I am all in on this team. I think Drake May is awesome. He's getting it done with no weapons. So that's like the one thing that scares me, down the stretch is it's similar to the Bills. Is Drake May going to have enough dudes to get it done? But in this game specifically, they're at home against a bad Giants defense. I don't think the weapons are going to matter. Owen's start of the week was Stephon Diggs this week, so me and him are in agreement. We think he has a big game. We think Drake May has a big game. And Z, I brought the stat up to you. Drake May has never thrown for 300 yards in a game before. In his career, I think this is the game he gets it done. On prime time, Monday night against the Giants. Give me the Patriots 28-17.
May, I think he had 292 last week. I was sitting right next to you. I was going to say something after he got 300, but he did not. The Patriots have been awesome. Their defense is great. Drake May's awesome. They have like the Bills. They have no weapons, but I mean, they're beating good teams. They're getting it done, so I can't really complain. Just one thing, Drake May's really got to limit the turnovers a little bit. He's had a couple questionable throws, about a couple throws every week, so he's got to limit that for sure. He's making, the team play a little closer than they should be through a pick six last week against the Bengals' trashy defense. But I think they're gonna just whoop ass here. I don't care who's starting, if it's Jameis, if it's fucking Russ, if it's Jackson Dart. I think they're gonna get it done.
Joe took the Giants. Joe's rolling with New York. Yeah. Me and the Bear are going with New England. So there you go. That's our Week 13 picks. Who had the best picks? Comment down below. Everyone have a happy Thanksgiving. Bear, a question that me and Owen were asked earlier that I guess we can end this episode off with. What's your favorite Thanksgiving side dish?
Okay, I'm gonna give two things here. I'm gonna give my most underrated and my favorite. I think my favorite has to be stuffing. I'm a big stuffing guy, obviously. Pour a little gravy on that thing, and it's delicious. Mashed potatoes also kind of neck and neck. My most underrated in like green bean casserole. I'm a huge green bean casserole fan. My grandma, shout out Grandma Sue. I hope you're doing well, but she makes a great green bean casserole. Not going there this year, but man, I wish I could eat that again.
All right, there you have it. I have never tried GBC, but I think I'm going to try it this year. I think I'm going to try it tomorrow morning. It's going to be good.
Underrated.
All right, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you.
Fuck being on some chill shit. We go 0 to 100, nigga, real quick.
Oh, God, the N-word.